Hello, this is a short 5-minute crash course for the Rust programming language. Rust is a multi-paradigm systems programming language, meaning it supports many paradigms and is used predominantly to write system software. Before its release in May of 2015, it was designed by Gordon Hoare and developed by the Rust project. Their main purpose in creating Rust was to provide more safety in terms of memory than C++. Syntactically, it is very similar to C++, but the primary difference is in the built-in memory safety. To get started using Rust, first look up Rust install on the internet. Once you have installed RustUp, make sure you have the latest available version. After doing that, open RustUp and start coding with safer memory. Rust is very similar to Python and C++ in the sense that many of the Rust commands are cognates of Python's. For example, Python is represented by Bob here. Hello world will be printed when Bob types print hello world into Python. On the other hand, gen represents Rust. For something to be printed in Rust, gen must type print ln hello world. Notice the slight difference in the syntax of the two languages. Rust requires small changes in order for it to run without error. Now, I would like to run through a piece of Rust code to emphasize some of the key differences between Rust and Python, but first I'm going to show you how to set a variable. In this bit of code, we see how to set a variable in Python. On the other side, we see that setting a variable in Rust is done by saying let variable equal 40. Now the variable is equal to 40. The most obvious difference is the fact that there is a space in front of the variable and that you have to let the variable be equal to 40. Going over a chunk of code with decision statements is one of the best ways to highlight the similarities between the two languages. In this example, we have an if statement to decide whether or not a person is in the correct class. Observe that there is an open brace directly after the initial if statement instead of a colon. There is also a brace on either side of the else statement to close the original brace around the print statement and to open another brace for the next print statement. As mentioned previously, to print something in Rust, you must use print ln, but you may add an exclamation mark after the n for formatting purposes. Another example we will be going over in this video is loops. There are three different types of loops that exist in Rust. There are infinite loops, or a loop that will go on forever, for loops, which are meant to loop for an indicated range, and while loops that will continue to loop until the set condition is no longer met. Within the loops, you have the options to loop something, continue something, or break something. If you need to keep track of the number of times the loop iterates, you can use the enumerate function built into the program. To create a loop properly, you must first indicate the loop and open a brace to tell the program what belongs inside the loop. In this example, we are incrementing an integer until it is greater than 1000, at which point it will print the desired statement. The way Rust increments variables is one of the main ways it provides better storage safety than other programming languages. Within the loop, you can choose to break the loop, which essentially just provides an alternate path for the data to be interpreted and thus manipulated. On top of breaking a loop, you must also continue the loop in order for it to store data properly and return the desired output. When you are continuing a loop for the print statement to be printed without syntax errors, you must put a semicolon outside the closing parentheses, but don't forget to close the braces you opened up at the beginning of the loop. Thank you for watching our crash course today on Rust. This video was made by Madeline Montgomery, Nathan Jones, Sanjila Yella, Simmerleen Gulati, and Trey McGlamory.